Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I want to share with you everything that's on my iPhone. So I have done a few videos on the new iPhone 17 Pro. I did an unboxing. I did like a customize my iPhone with me where I just went over exactly how I customize my phone, the widgets and app icons and all that. So I will have those videos linked down below. But in today's video, I thought it would be fun just to share with you basically what's on my iPhone, the apps, widgets, the focus modes, my most used apps, all that. I thought it would be fun to cover that in today's video. So I hope you enjoy and let's get started. So this is the lock screen that I have at the moment, and like I mentioned in my customization video, the lock screen that I have here I got for free from a user on X, so I will have it linked in the description if you want to get it for yourself. And I just made the clock so that it's the elongated version. I really like that look on the lock screen for iOS 26. Other than that, I didn't really bother to add any widgets or anything. I never find myself using widgets on my lock screen all that much. The only shortcuts that I have here are the flash and the camera. And I also don't really use this shortcut a lot. I mostly use the camera control button if I want to quickly access the camera. But yeah, the flash I do frequently access from my lock screen. I only have the one home screen page, and then we just have the app library and then this section with widgets. I prefer to just have a minimal, cute home screen. Whenever I'm looking for like a specific app that's not on my home screen, then I would just do the drop down search and then search for an app that way. It's just become like a habit. So the apps that are on here is just the most frequently accessed apps, I guess, that I would just want to have on my home screen. Other than that, I just use the drop down search and find my apps that way. So all the widgets that I have here are from an app called MD Widgets. I absolutely love the look of them. They're all transparent widgets, and again, I have a whole customization video going into depth on how I set up each of these widgets and how the app basically works. But the first widget that I have here is the clock widget from MD Widgets, but it's the one that displays the calendar. It's a bit confusing, but yeah, I just have it. So it just says it's Monday, October 13th, 2025. So it gives the date and also just shows the date here in this little calendar view. Then I just have a cute little clock widget again from the same app. And then this is the iBoard widget from MD Widgets. This allows you to see some more information about your phone and just the basic information. So the first category on the widget is kind of like a dashboard. So it just gives you an overview of the date, whatever is going on in your calendar, your battery status, and also the weather. And then you can easily navigate to the other sections of the widget. And mine is just set to show the weather on the one. So it just gives more information about the weather, hourly updates basically. And then my calendar and whatever is in my calendar will display here. There is another option if you set up this widget in the app to also display more information about your phone. I think it's like storage and things like that. I just turned that off just because I never really care about that. So I just have the things here that I want to be able to see at a glance. Then what I also love doing when it comes to widgets on my home screen is having actual useful functional widgets with my cute decorative widgets. And I always hide those away in stacks. So if you don't know, you can stack widgets on top of one another. So for this first widget here, I have this in a stack with the Apple Calendar widget. So I can easily access the Apple Calendar right through that widget. So I can see my calendar and upcoming events in my calendar right from this widget. I know I have the calendar here as well, but this doesn't give all the information that I want. So I can just quickly view my calendar right here and then just hide it away again. And whenever I set up a stack of widgets, I always love to turn off Smart Rotate and widget suggestions. Smart Rotate will just rotate through the widgets that's in your stack randomly throughout the day. And then widget suggestions will add in random other widgets from other apps that it suggests. But I just turn those two off so I can then just manually switch between the widgets that I want, and it won't just add random widgets or things like that throughout the day. As for the clock widget, that is in a stack with my focus switcher, which I will be getting to. And then this widget is in a stack with my reminders widget. So I can view my reminders here. I can quickly tick something off since it is an interactive widget. And then also I can just hide it away again. So yeah, that is the stacks of widgets that I have here on my home screen. Then for the apps that I have on my home screen, again, like I said, I don't have too many on my home screen, but the ones that I do have here is like Instagram, self-explanatory. I do post a lot of short form content things over on Instagram if you want to check it out. But yeah, I just have Instagram here. Then I just have the Pinterest app here as well. Again, just a nice social media app to have on my home screen. Spark is my email app of choice. I really love this for keeping up with emails. I can have all of my different email addresses linked to one app. So I really like Spark Mail for doing any emails, and it's across all of my devices. Then we just obviously have the YouTube app. And then for in my dock here, what I have is the WhatsApp app, the Messages app here. Then we have weather and music. And all of these app icons are custom app icons. So it's made with my custom app icon pack, which I will have a link in the description, completely free. If you didn't know, with iOS 26, you're able to use the customization settings on your phone, and they will work on your custom app icons as well, as you can see. So even my custom app icons will go tinted or clear or dark mode, which is really nice to have. Then I want to move on to focus modes, and that is where this focus switcher comes in, which I previously mentioned. So this turns on my reading focus and my work focus. If you don't know how to use focus modes, I have videos going more in depth about how to use focus modes and all that. So we'll have a link in the description, but it just basically allows you to focus on a specific task at hand, and you can set custom home screens and app icons and all that for each focus mode. So like I said, I have two here that I like to use, and the first one here is my reading focus, so I'm going to turn that on. So as you can see, my wallpaper changed and also my home screen layout. Again, I have videos going into depth about how you can set this up. I'll probably do an updated version soon. And here you can see what I mentioned with the app icon pack. Now all of my app icons are in dark mode. I just have that set up for this focus. So all my app icons go into dark mode. These are also app icons from my custom app icon pack. The wallpaper that I have here I also just got off of Pinterest, so that will also be linked in the description if you're interested in checking it out. But I think it just looks really nice. It almost makes you think of like a Pride and Prejudice type of wallpaper. And then yeah, just going to my home screen for the reading focus, we have a few widgets and things. So the clock widget that I have here is actually just the default clock widget that's built into your phone. So I just have that there, and that is in a stack with my Fable app. Now Fable is a really nice app if you want to track any reading. So it allows you to see reviews from other people. You can log any reading that you do. I'm really bad at doing like the daily logging of reading books. So you can see my current reads, and you just basically say I read today, and it will log that you read that book, and then it will also show here. So you can see 1 day streak, so you can build up a streak of reading. So it is nice. And then also I really love the insights that it gives you based on your reading. So it'll give you like oversights of what type of reader you are, your reading goals, all that. And it's a really nice UI, modern UI, way better than I feel like Goodreads at the moment. So yeah, that's Fable. And then I also just have the Kindle app widget, which just shows my current read. Whenever I'm reading a book, 90% of the time it would be on Kindle, so then I can just quickly access my current read right from my home screen. Then of course we just have the focus switcher again, so I can quickly switch either to my work focus, or I can click on life, and that will just turn off all focus modes and then just go back to my default home screen. So that is the focus switcher for the reading focus. And then that's just in a stack with my Pinterest widget again, so I can quickly just hide it away if I want to have something else displaying on my home screen, and then I can just see it again here. So that is a stack of widgets. As for the apps for my reading focus, the first app I have here is Libby. Now, whenever I'm not reading something on Kindle, I would probably be reading something on Libby. It allows you to borrow ebooks from your library. So I can just search for books I have here. So here you can see I can just borrow books and read them from my library and their ebooks. So it just works exactly like you would borrow a book from your library. And then you can read it on here, and it will be returned in like 2 weeks or so, whatever, depending on the book. So that is really nice if you want a free resource to be able to get ebooks. That's a really nice app to have. Then I have here a shortcut to my reading journal in GoodNotes. Now GoodNotes isn't really set up on my new phone yet, it's still syncing and all that, but yeah, I just have that there. And then we have the Goodreads app, which is similar to Fable, where you can just see book reviews. This is probably the most famous version of this type of app. So that is Goodreads. And then again, we just have the Kindle app here. So those are all the apps on my reading focus. And then we can switch to my work focus. So this here is if I just want to focus on work specifically. So I just have a few work related apps here. So the first app that I have here, well, widget, I guess, is from an app called Clock Phone. Now, right now it has these weird white borders. I think that's because of the update with iOS 26. The app hasn't fully adapted, so that's why it has these weird white borders, but it's actually a transparent widget. But I really like having this app open on my desk when I'm working. It's just a nice minimal clock app. It looks really nice, and yeah, I just have that there. So it's quick access right there from the widget, and it also acts as just like a clock widget. Then of course we just have our focus switcher, and that is also in a stack with the structured app. So this allows you to time block your day, set tasks, all that. It's a really nice app for that. So if you're looking for an app that allows you to be a bit more organized with your day, set certain to-dos and time block, basically, I highly recommend the structured app. They have a few different widget options, but this one just shows you your current task and your next task, and you can also tick these off right from your home screen as well if you want to. So that is the structured app. And then another app in this stack is the Apple Calendar app, and then again just the focus switcher. And then for the apps that I have here, the one that I have here is Arc Browser. This is my web browser of choice. It's a really good web browser. I have it on my phone and my laptop and iPad. There are some rumors that the developers of the app are just not going to be working on it anymore. I really hope that's not true, but yeah, I really love this web browser. It works really nice, especially on desktop. And here I can just also access all my bookmarks that I have open and tabs that I have open on my laptop, so I can view all that in my web browser here. Then again, we have the GoodNotes app. So I mostly use this on my iPad, but if I want to ever view my planner that I have in GoodNotes from my phone, then I can access it right through here. And then again, we have Spark Mail, which I already mentioned is my email app. And then we have here the YouTube Studio app, which is really nice if I want to view any analytics. Also, if I quickly just want to reply to some comments on my YouTube videos, it's really nice to have that app here on my phone as well. So these are just basically work related apps. Oh, and I completely forgot to mention the wallpaper. This will also be linked in the description, but this is what the wallpaper looks like from my work focus. And then we can just go back to my main home screen, which looks like this, and I can just hide the focus switcher away. Now moving on to my app library, just to show you some other apps. I'm not gonna go through all of them because a lot of these apps I just have on my phone and I don't even use them, but I'm just gonna try to go through and just maybe talk about a few that I really like to use and I would recommend. So these are just all my social media apps. Nothing too special or interesting. These are all of my utility apps. If you're looking for a good widget app, I can just recommend this. This is the Color Widgets app. I've been talking about this app for years on my channel. If you're looking for some cute widgets and things to add to your home screen, great app. Then photo and video. I have tried out a bunch of different photo and video editing apps for my job. The ones that I just can quickly recommend is like Adobe Express. This is very similar to Canva, but what's really nice about this is that it's included with your Adobe subscription. So if you already have like a Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, then you get access to the pro version of this app, so that's really nice to have. Then also I have Canva here. I do love to use Canva. I mostly use Canva over Adobe Express. Then this is the app that I use to manage all of my studio lights. So you will see if I click here, it will turn off all of my studio lights, so it's dark now, and then turn them all back on. Then Edits is a really nice app. So this is Instagram's version of like editing reels and things. So I can add like trending music to my shorts and export it right through this app. Other apps that I can recommend is like Lightroom and Photoshop. These are just the Adobe apps. It's nice to have on my phone if I want to access like a thumbnail quickly or something like that. LumaFusion is still gonna be the video editing app for iPhone that I would always recommend. I use this a lot if I just quickly want to make an adjustment to a short, or if I want to quickly add music. I don't really use this as like a designated editor anymore. I mostly do all of my editing in Final Cut Pro on my laptop, but if I ever need to do something on mobile, then I always come back to LumaFusion. So those are some photo and video editing apps that I would recommend. Then we just have my entertainment apps, pretty straightforward. Shopping, I just have some local shopping apps for us here in South Africa. I always forget to recommend this app, but I use it like almost every day when I'm cooking dinner or whatever. It's the Cookbook app, and they recently did update it, so the UI looks a lot better now and all that, but it just handles importing recipes from online websites and things so great. And Scaling recipes is really easy. This is just my ultimate cookbook recipe saving app. I absolutely love it, and like I said, they did recently update it to look better as well because it had like a really old UI. So if you're looking for a good cookbook app to save recipes, I would always recommend this. Like I said, I use it like every day. Information and reading, I also have a few apps here. Like I have Audible. I only listen to like an audio version of the Bible through Audible. They have a really good one. Then I have the Bible app. eSword is another Bible study app. Enduring Word is another version of a Bible study app. This is really nice if you want to get a bit more background and insight to a piece in the Bible. This is a really nice app as well. And then we just have Fable, Goodreads, all that. Kobo is also on here. I don't actually use it, but it is there if I need it. Creativity, here you will just see some widget apps as well. So this is the MD Widgets app that I already mentioned that I use for all of my widgets on my phone. This is what the app looks like. iScreen is also a really great widget app that I used for years for widgets. I really like this clock widget from iScreen, so really great widget app as well. Then games, I don't really play games on my phone. I have a few from Apple Arcade that I just download and never play again, but yeah, I just have a few Apple Arcade games, but nothing really that I can recommend. In the other section here, I just have like the clock phone app that I mentioned that I really like, and then also this is a really good crossword app if you're looking for one, Crossword Master. So I guess that's a game that I actually would play on my phone. I haven't actually played it in a while, but it's a good crossword app, really easy actually. But yeah, and then yeah, these are just all miscellaneous apps. And I don't believe I have anything in my hidden folder. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing in there. So yeah, that is all the apps that I have on my phone, my home screen setup, my focus modes, all that. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something, but I think that's everything. The only other thing that I've set up on my phone is like the action button, and that is just set up to when I hold it in, it just turns off all of my studio lights because I always forget them on, and I can just go back into the app to turn them on again. So that is how I have my action button set up, but that's basically it for my home screen. So that was everything that's on my iPhone 17 Pro. I hope you enjoyed this video, maybe got some inspiration for what to do with your iPhone setup, whether it be home screen setups or focus modes. I'll have all the wallpapers and things that I mentioned linked in the description, just in case you're interested in getting any of those for yourself. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!